Hey guys, it's me, Lisa Reacts. So I decided I was going to look up Chris Hansen, To Catch a Predator. It's been a long time, and it was canceled. And so I was like, what? And I kind of found out why it was canceled, and I never seen this episode. So we're going to watch it together. It's the assistant district attorney predator. His name is Lewis Conrad, I think. Yes, I don't know. Anyways, has 1 million views. This one's uploaded by Saul, and yeah, let's get it started, shall we? Following contains mature and graphic subject matter. Viewer advised.
There's one more day left in our undercover operation, and perverted justice decoys are still in chat rooms.
I got those other pictures, and let me tell you.
Our investigation is about to take a disturbing turn. A decoy is hit on by someone you'd never dream could be involved in trying to have sex with a young teen.
Assistant District Attorney for Costa Mesa, using fake pics.
We've had doctors, teachers,
I'm a teacher.
even a rabbi show up during our investigations. But here in Murphy, Texas, just outside of Dallas, this is the first time we've come across an assistant district attorney.
Assistant District Attorney for Costa Mesa. What makes you think that's him? Because we trace it back to his MySpace.
56-year-old Louis William Conrad Jr. is a prosecutor in a neighboring county.
Whatever you'd like to do.
He's been chatting on the phone with an actor hired by Dateline and online with a decoy from Perverted Justice. And there's little doubt about what's on his mind.
He sent penis pictures.
Frag from Perverted Justice alerts police.
He got pretty sexual on the phone. It's recorded. We're chatting with him right now.
I'd like to, if you let me.
The phone number he gave us traced to his home phone.
Using the screen name InExcess00, the 56-year-old chats with a boy who says he's 13. The prosecutor pretends to be a 19-year-old college student, sending these pictures of a young man who looks like a model. The decoy acts suspicious.
You're hot and in college. You can get all the guys you want. Why me?
To me, you're hot.
Why?
I like younger.
Really? Like for boyfriend or just sex?
Both.
Later, the prosecutor sends pornography to the decoy.
Is that your
Yes.
I just don't comprehend. I don't get it. And I guess, like, it's a good thing I don't get it, but, like, no. 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 No.
It looks huge.
Please don't trade it, Luke, okay?
No, I swear.
The chat continues on and off for 2 weeks. The assistant district attorney, InExcess00, asks the decoy if he likes to kiss and cuddle. The decoy asks what he means. InExcess00 responds, holding each other, feeling all over. Later, the prosecutor says he'd love to see the boy masturbate.
So when do you want to come over?
Alright, something else, like, obviously this man isn't in his right mind. He's a pedophile. But at the same time, like, you're also a district attorney, like assistant district attorney. So you should know you are literally leaving a trace of your criminal activity. So it's weird because usually, like, people use their professions to, like, help, if they're going to be, like, criminals, help one up the other person, or, like, being caught, but this person isn't at all.
Come over.
Which is good, obviously. We wanted them to be caught.
Eventually, they talk about meeting in person.
You could bring some condoms. Maybe you could bring some beer.
But Conrad never shows up. Still, in the eyes of the law, it makes no difference. In Texas, he's already committed a crime. Murphy Police Chief Billy Myrick explains.
It clearly states in the Texas Penal Code that actual contact with the child or an actual meeting does not have to take place.
For a minute, did you say, no, it couldn't be. It's got to be a mix-up.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not going to be...
Honestly, I agree. A meeting shouldn't have to take place. If you are hitting on a freaking minor, you're done. You're done, because if you're doing it once, you're definitely doing it other times. Especially, like, he was really like 56, I think, in real life. How many times he's done it, I don't want to know, and I feel so sorry, and I don't even want to know how he abused his job for it, because I'm sure he did. Like, it's just, ugh.
Going to be Bill Conrad.
When I just hear that it's the chief felony prosecutor of a neighboring county, yes, I did know it can't be a lot of times, and very loudly. I said, let's confirm everything, let's make sure.
Once the chief is certain he's got the right man, he takes his evidence to a local judge, gets an arrest warrant. He also decides to involve the police in Terrell, the town about 35 miles away where Conrad lives.
We tried to make sure that because of who he was, that we took every precaution possible by contacting the local authorities and the chief of the Terrell Police Department.
Myrick and his team meet the Terrell police officers at a gas station near Conrad's home to discuss what to do next. We go along to witness the arrest and possibly get a chance to speak to the prosecutor. This sergeant, who has known Conrad for more than 20 years, has been put in charge.
One thing I didn't ask you, does this guy have a weapon? I would have to say no to my knowledge right now. That's all I can say.
Back at the gas station in Terrell, police are waiting for another judge to review the evidence and grant a search warrant of Conrad's home. They already have the arrest warrant.
Our only mission on the execution search warrant is to get the computer stuff and anything else associated with that, and then bring it out. Right now, we're just taking this as he's any other normal citizen that has committed a criminal offense, and we're going to execute an arrest warrant.
Murphy Police Chief Billy Myrick and his team make a plan to arrest Assistant District Attorney Bill Conrad. He was caught chatting online with a perverted justice decoy posing as a 13-year-old boy.
We're the ones that are supposed to be setting the standards and making examples out of things and enforcing the law, and he's not doing that.
Just how graphic were the prosecutor's conversations? Remember, he pretended to be this 19-year-old. In his chat with the perverted justice decoy, he talked about wanting to watch the boy masturbate and holding each other and feeling all over. He sent pornographic pictures.
Maybe we could take some pictures of ourselves.
He also had a phone conversation with...
I can't. But not only are you, like, a pedophile for, like, criminal stuff, but you're also sending out, you're impersonating somebody, and you're sending out, like, pornography. And who knows if that guy was actually 19 or not, that he was using.
And with this decoy, in which he asked if they were going to have sex, and agreed to bring condoms.
He wants me to call him back.
But for some reason, Conrad abruptly stopped chatting, and Perverted Justice discovered he deleted his MySpace page. Although he was invited by the decoy, the DA never showed up at our undercover house.
I feel like someone probably told him.
But Chief Myrick says, in the eyes of the law, it doesn't make a difference. Conrad has still committed a felony.
The law in Texas specifies that the meeting itself never even has to occur.
As we mentioned earlier, because the prosecutor doesn't live in Murphy, Chief Myrick has turned over the job of arresting him to local police in Conrad's hometown of Terrell. A sergeant who's known the prosecutor for more than 20 years knocks on the door.
Awkward.
We really hoped, as they knocked on the door, that Mr. Conrad would peer out through the peephole, through a window, whatever, and he would see a face that he would recognize, and that he would easily open the door and talk, and then we could approach at that time and say, this is why we're here.
But Conrad never comes to the door. The police, however, can tell that he's inside. They can see a TV and a computer are both on.
So it appeared as though someone was right there just a short while ago.
Yeah. Maybe watching television and working computer at the same time.
Since police suspect he's inside...
Super delayed, but... Why did he jump the fence? He was right at the gate. He could have just opened it.
Refusing to answer the door, the Tyrrell police call for backup.
We're on the phone now calling the TAC team out to get them in line.
Okay. We're probably gonna have a little bit of waiting period because, you know,
Oh, you put together the tactical team?
The police wait outside Conrad's home about 45 minutes until the tactical team arrives. There's still no sign of Conrad. The officers line up in formation and head to the back of the house.
We all jump the
Then
fence.
we hear a faint crack. The officers force their way in. For almost 5 minutes, we don't see or hear anything. Then Lieutenant Adana Barber of the Murphy Police Department comes out and tells us what happened.
As they made entry, they confronted the suspect. I believe he was in the hallway, and he told them he wasn't going to hurt them, and then shot himself in the head.
And he had a pistol in his hand.
Small caliber.
So he killed himself instead of being faced with what he did. And I recently heard that if you die while a case is being put against you before you get a verdict, then you are technically innocent, or like no charges are technically against you. So technically your name isn't smudged, or your reputation isn't smudged. I wonder how that's handled in this case. It's so evident because obviously they had phone conversations, they messaged each other, they linked it to his MySpace, so I wonder how that goes down.
It was a devastating tragedy, a shock to all of us when the 56-year-old, a man who has prosecuted criminals for more than 2 decades, shot himself. We watched as an emergency medical team arrived and hoped they could somehow save him. But as Conrad is brought out on a stretcher, it's clear his condition is grave. He is then airlifted to Parkland Memorial Hospital in Dallas, where he later dies. Conrad's boss, Ray Sumrow, the district attorney in Rockwall County, has been critical of Chief Myrick, saying he rushed to make the arrest without consulting him first. Sumrow claims the chief was more interested in Dateline's cameras than in justice. Myrick strongly denies that and says he went by the book and even took the extra step of contacting the police chief in Conrad's town.
From the police end of it, now you got reviewed by 2 chiefs. On the legal end, you got reviewed by 2 judges, and we all think we're making pretty sound decisions here, and that it is time to do something.
So this just wasn't the Murphy PD saying
It
this
wasn't
would be
anything that was taken lightly by anybody, and then everybody took note of who he was, all the way up the line. We all knew who he was, and nobody anticipated the kind of outcome that resulted, and certainly nobody wanted that kind of outcome.
Alright, well this is too long, honestly. So, weird. I just don't understand. I don't want to understand. Gross. Anyways, on that note, did you guys used to watch How to Catch a Predator? I used to, with my family. Hope you enjoyed. Much love.